Well, there, YouTube, making an anvil. We'll have some short video clips in here. I'll have pictures at the end. When I made these lines, I made them with a spine Sharpie marker. I cheat and scratch stuff out with my old calipers. They're pretty sharp. You can actually see it on camera. So I kind of cheat. They're junky. Like I said, then I make a fine Sharpie line. Then I move my ruler over and draw with my fat Sharpie. That means you're going to be cutting up to this side of the line. Always eczema take out. Do not cut any of the line. That's how you keep stuff accurate when you kind of freehand. Some use a 4.5 inch grinder. Even on a bandsaw. You can always trim later, but do not cut anything on the line. Same as back here. Here's a top view of it. There'll be a hole in the back. You want to pound a pin onto something. So there's the triangle shape of the top. The nose will be a 1/4 inch wide. And this is also a 1/4 inch down. So it's going to be pretty hefty out here. This is 6 inches long. It's 2 inch stock by 1 inch. Makes a good pointer here. It's 2 inch stock by 1 inch. I was lucky. This side was flatter. This stuff is kind of curved. It's whatever they call hot roll. It runs to the factory and then they form it. It's never going to be squared. You'd have to put it on a belt sander or mill it or something. But it's just a little homemade anvil. But I got lucky. This side was flat. Also, this was the factory end. I'd cut off. I have about 10 feet of this stuff. This is the factory end, so this is the back. So that's going to be straight. This will be the end I'll be doing most of the work to. So, back to work. Okay, we modified the plan a little bit here. So we figured we'd better throw that in here. When I cut this off, I stopped about this far. I measured real quick, about 3/4 of an inch. I saw it in, then I cut it in this way. So, what I did was I saw it in like this. I went in and cut in this way. And got rid of this piece real carefully because I was still outside my marker lines. Okay, so what that did was I'm going to put a kind of a taper on this because when I started cutting with my cutter blade, I realized I'm never going to get cut up to here. I got about this far, so I went ahead and stopped. It's not exact yet, but it will be. So I'll do some more marker lines. It's homemade, it doesn't have to be perfect, but I'll do some more marker lines with the ruler. That would have a taper. So this side will taper in. Similar to the way some anvils probably were. A lot of this finish is going to be with sanding disc. No matter how long it takes, you take a grinder disc and it makes a big mess. A lot of this will be with my flappy sander disc. They're getting wore down, but I wear them down in. A lot of this finish work because it will take a little at a time. You put a grindstone on there, it's going to be so rough that it's just going to keep digging and digging. But it's close. It's not perfect, but it's close. It's close enough for what I'm going to use it for. This will probably sit on another piece that's 6 inches long. I thought of 5, but it'll probably be a whole 6 inch piece or so. So it'll set down on it. Half the side I don't really want to weld it. I might just drill some holes and weld some studs, drill some holes in the bottom and weld it from below. So it's a nice finish look. That's another idea. Drill some big holes in there, weld some studs in there, weld around the hole. It's not going to be used for heavy use. Do the same thing in the bottom of the metal. Drill your 2 holes. If I do that, I'll show it. I'll at least show some pictures of it. Getting closer. This will be big enough for what I want to use it for at the desk. And it's pretty hefty. I don't know what it weighs. I should have a scale to weigh some of this stuff. Pretty hefty hunk of steel. And imagine another one of these for the bottom. So it's not going to go anywhere. But back to work. I only have a little more work to do, then I'm done for the day. It's just so hot out. Okay, this is as far as we're going today. This is going to be a 2-part video. This is just a 120 flapper disc. I went and washed my hands. I even washed this off with some hand cleaner because I'm going to be using my Dremel tools, like these sanding rolls. I'm going to be buffing this and shaping it. It's close enough. It's not exact. It's not machined. It's hard to get this on camera. Like down in here, we won't worry too much about underneath where you never see it. I'll just get this clean. We won't worry too much about the underneath. But we want to blend this. There's a little bit of my line left here. We want to blend this in. There's just a little bit of line. I remarked it before I went back out to the grinder. Then the top will be smooth, because the top is kind of rounded. But for what I use it for, it doesn't have to be perfect. But let's see if we can get this on camera here. It's not perfect, but it's close enough for me. Also, I'm putting a little curve to this. If I can dig out my other anvil, it has a horn on it. So it kind of goes up, kind of mimic that a little bit. But I'm not going to round this. I'm not going to round this. Rounded was when they wanted to round something to make a round ring or something. I'm not going to worry about that. I just want this little edge in case I have something small hanging over. Maybe in the future I might round it, but that's a lot of work. That's a lot of work sitting there, having to take this side off evenly and round it. Depends on how motivated I get tomorrow. If I get motivated enough, I just might do it. But this will conclude part 1. I'm sure this is what they call hot rolled steel. You can see lines where it came down the machine. Actually, like where I came down 3/4, there was like a line on the metal. This was rolled through and pressed and squished, extruded, what they call it. And it's more flat here than here. It's more precise here if you measure it. These are rounded. In fact, the bottom of them have to work on it in order to mount it. You can almost see it on the camera that it's not squared. See how it's off? This side seems higher. So if you're going to make anything perfect, you'd want to have this milled or up against a big belt sander. The same way with the top. It's obvious to me. The top is rounded. But in time it'll be hammered down and hammered on, and not that big a deal. I want as flat as I can get it though. I might be working on something I want to keep real flat. But this piece will be gone, and this will how it's set on the base. So you get the idea. I will have the pictures at the end of the next video. But I know it's been hot all over the country, but it's supposed to actually hit 102 degrees today. That can make 110-degree heat index. Even if you're healthy, it can kill you. So I'm in here with about 100 and I'll give a weather report. It is 105 over on my thermometer, and I've had my vent fan going. It would be easily 110 in here. And I shut my fan off while I'm filming. But I find sometimes you don't point the fan right on you. Just kind of point it past you because it'll blow hot air on you. I've been setting my fan just going by me, and it feels a little better. Because there's a little bit of cool breeze trying to form today when you're in the shade. Enough of that. I made this one too long, but it'll be a two-parter. Thanks for watching.